Watch out, Joker. This one looks kinda tough. Really? I think you underestimate me.
Must I remind you of my superiority?
Wait, what? There was a prequel comic which explained a lot of the events that happened before the game. Why was I not informed of this? I would have loved to have read it and got a heck of a lot more background information on the game and what was happening, but hey, it didn't really affect my enjoyment of it. But greetings, fellow gamers. I recently bought myself Injustice: Gods Among Us, which is a beat 'em up, a fighting game on a 2D plane along the lines of Mortal Kombat. Personally, aside Tekken and Super Smash Bros., I'm not really what you would call a fighting game enthusiast. I mean, sure, I got Marvel vs. Capcom 3, but that was mainly because it's freaking Marvel, and why wouldn't I want to play as the likes of Iron Man, Magneto, Deadpool, and frickin' Capcom, who had Christopher Redfield, Trombone, and Beautiful Joe? So I was always going to get it, but beginner friendly? I think not. It might have been that it was just me, but it also didn't help that the story wasn't that brilliant or that memorable either. And I noticed that I don't really know a single person that enjoys fighting games, and perhaps that's due to the complexity of the games and things such as juggles, turtling, tech rolls, frame data, recovery frames, and general advanced stuff like that. I think it can make it very overwhelming and not fun to play, especially when you get matched up with someone that does know all about it. It becomes a sort of mismatched competition. I also think that fights can sometimes just not be aesthetically pleasing, especially when you've seen experts. When you watch experts against each other, there are certain exceptions though. Like if you've ever seen the ending of Ken's massive comeback versus Justin Wong's Chun-Li in Street Fighter. I think it was Third Strike or something like that. Yeah, I think it was Third Strike. See, that right there, that was a thing of beauty. If you've ever seen that was a thing of beauty, which is this right now. But for the most part, the fights aren't really that exciting, and they just resort to people dashing, cancelling, repeating the same few moves over and over and over, when you just want a little bit more variety, and it can just look more of a game and less of an actual fight. Personally, I don't really get this with Injustice. The moves and cinematics during fights make it feel like it's a proper superhero battle. With the transition between levels in stages, they all add to the experience and they make it feel a lot more engaging, as do the super moves that each character have. I especially love the whole over-the-top feel that they have to it, especially Doomsday. And Aquaman, that one's amazing. Oh look, it's a freaking shark. The clash battles also add to it as well, but they can feel a bit gimmicky and I could do without it. I mean, I don't actually remember ever initiating one. It was always the computer that forced one upon me. The story in itself was quite interesting, and it involves an alternate dimension, which instantly gives you the reason why Batman is fighting the likes of Superman, Flash, Nightwing, and all those similar confrontations like that. Superman is pretty much running the alternate dimension with an iron fist after a major casualty, and it does bring up some questions like what happens when the strongest entity isn't fighting for your side anymore. I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but it is quite an interesting story for me personally. You do see some interesting stuff, like, and decisions as well taken by some of the characters, especially Superman. There are two moments in there which really I wouldn't have expected, but again, I'm not going to spoil it for you, so you just have to play it for yourself. But I would have liked to have seen more of how this world was viewed in the eyes of ordinary civilians, but I suppose that's something that can't really be done in a game like this without making the story mode feel long and dragged out. It's really more of a comic book TV show sort of thing. I'm hoping that they will do a sequel to this or something like that in like comic book form or something, because I would have liked to have seen more of this. There are a bunch of other modes, like there's a Stars Lab, which is like a challenge mode where you get to fight with certain stipulations, which do actually seem fun. I haven't really gotten that far into it yet. The first set of challenges is Superman. I'm still on that. Right now I'm doing the don't get hit for 20 seconds by Catwoman, struggling a bit, but bleh. I enjoyed Super Smash Brothers Melee, their challenge mode, especially Super Mario 128, where you have to fight off those little mini Marios, and that was actually pretty fun. So I imagine once I get past this stupid Catwoman fight, I will enjoy it a lot more. And there is a battle mode where you can do the classic fighting game formula, where you fight 8 random, I think it's 8, might be a bit more, can't remember, where you fight 8 random superheroes or villains before fighting the big bad in Superman. And of course everyone does come with their own ending, so yeah. Finally, there is multiplayer, including online, which I guess is very important to a lot of people, but to me, not really, no. Mainly because when it comes to fighting games, they require precision timing and being in the exact position to pull off successful combos. And you missing a punch, which keeps the opponent juggled for you to do your next combo or your next special move or whatever, could make the difference between you winning and losing. And I feel getting a great deal of control on the actual match is impossible, well, near impossible, because of the lag that this game has. The only fighting game for me that I've ever really been able to play online is Tekken, but that's simply because I don't suffer from that much lag on it. Super Smash Brothers as well, the lag on there is pretty woeful. Marvel vs. Capcom 3, again, the lag, I just can't play it. I don't know whether it's my connection or whether it's the actual game, but if I can play Tekken, why can't I play the others? Anyway, all in all, I found this game to be very fun and enjoyable, especially learning about superheroes and villains, which I never really knew too much about before. Especially Shazam. It's actually now one of my favourites just because of that. Shazam! Yeah, and Deathstroke as well. I also like Deathstroke. Could be that he reminds me of Deadpool, even though Deathstroke came first, but nope, I take that back. I actually dislike Deathstroke now because he's impossible to fight against with his guns and his long range projectiles, and it just makes it really hard for me to approach him, so I don't really like Deathstroke anymore. Anyway, I definitely enjoyed this, and I'd put it in the 80s to 90s out of 100 bracket. That's if I were to do ratings, but I don't, so ah well. Anyway, this is still a great game. That's about it for my Injustice review. The next game I should be playing is going to be, yes, Tomb Raider, which that's the 2013 edition, as you can obviously see. But until then, this is the Silver Assassin signing out. So over and out.